Hi boys and girls. Okay, today we're going to be doing some collaborative drawing, well, coloring too. You can see that there is a grid over the top of this picture, and we're going to use that grid to enlarge it and also to make a collaborative piece of art. Okay, so each one of these little squares is going to be represented on a piece of paper this big. Okay, and I'm going to assign you guys each piece a square. So I might assign you A1. If I would assign you A1, do you have to do anything in A1? No, because A1 is just a plain old piece of white paper. So I'm not going to assign anybody that one. But A2 has a teeny little bit in the corner. So let me show you what I mean by that. So if I cut off the first row, which is what I'm going to do, and I'm going to assign you one of these squares. This one we said has nothing in it, so nobody gets that one. And if you flip it over, you can see I have already put the, you can't really see that very good, but Mrs. Walker has already put A1, A2, A3 on the back of this. Okay, so when you get it, you can tell which one is yours. So this one, nobody needs to do because that's just going to be white. But this one, there is a little bit in the corner. Okay, and so if that's the one I get, all I have to do is take my square and I have to color in the corner. But if I only color in this much of the corner, is that the same as that? No, because this one, if you look at it, it probably has maybe that much of the corner shaded in. So you have to you have to make a decision here. How much does that look like there? This one's kind of hard to tell, but the next one I can show you how to kind of measure. Okay, so let's say I was assigned instead A3. Okay, let's say this is my assignment, so that's A2. And actually, I will probably, before I hand it to you, I'll probably write your assignment on the back, and I'll give you the little piece of paper that has your drawing on the other side. So A2, A2, okay? And when you turn these in, you're just going to turn in this one in the A pile, okay? So we'll have an A pile, a B pile, and a C pile so that we can easily assemble this, okay? But there's the first one, okay? Now if I have A3, let me write that on the back here, A3, check to see, yes, this is A3. All right, and A3, when I look at this, I can see that this line on this side of the paper, if you were to look at how close it is to the edge, is about a third of the way down. So if I divided this into 3 equal parts, it's probably going to start right about here. And then on this side, it looks like it's a fourth of the way up. So if I was to divide this into 4 equal parts, it's about here, okay, in the way I see it, okay, and you might see it a little bit different, but to me, that's what it looks like. It looks like it's about a fourth of this, and then all this is this line is connected from here to here, and it looks like it's a little bit wavy, so I'm going to make it just slightly wiggly. Not much though, just a little bit of wiggly and a little bit thicker of a line because I want it to look just like that line. Now when I look at this even closer, and I don't know if you guys can see that detail yet. I'm going to zoom it in here. Do you see the detail in the corner? Yeah, so it's got this like it's got a little bump right in here. So I'm going to do a little bump there and shade that in. And then it's got this, I don't even know how you describe it, but when I look at, if I was to just dissect my square into half, you see that all of this is in this bottom corner. So if I was to really lightly draw, and you can't see that, can you? I'm just going to draw a line across here like this. Let me show you what I mean. So you see how I did a little line, really light, because I'm going to erase it, but it's going to help me. It's kind of like a guideline there. See that? And that's going to help me know how much to put in each of those squares. Okay, so in that bottom square, oops, in that bottom square, I'm going to try to make that design and enlarge it that much. Okay, so when I look at this, it looks like it's almost halfway up, and it kind of goes like this, and then it looks like it goes like this, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to color that in with my pencil, pretty dark because it almost looks like black, doesn't it? Okay. And then I'm going to erase these diagonal and vertical lines that I use to kind of help me see where and how big to make mine to make it look like this. So you don't have to erase them necessarily on this one, but you could. And then I don't know if you can see it, but there is some even lighter there's like a, I'm going to start right here. There's a light shadowy area like this. And it's so light that I'm just going to do the side of my pencil. Yeah, I might not even put much in there. Just put a little bit of lead in there and smudge, because it's a different value of gray. Yeah. But it is a little bit, there's a little bit of a shadow there. Okay. So what I see is this, and here's the little view. Okay, so we finished the second piece, and I want to show you what is going to probably happen. So when we go to put these together, if they don't line up completely, then you can tell I have a little bit of a misjudgment here. This one's higher than this one, so we're going to have to probably make those match. So if you see that happen to yours, when we lay them together, we may take some pencil and kind of blend them so they look like they go together. Because if you look at these two, when you put them together, they match exactly, right? They make that little piece come together. And I'm wondering if maybe this should be a little bit white there. When we blow it up, it's hard to tell what was going on under there, so we'll just do that. There. Okay, so see how those two together make the same as this, okay? Then we would move on to the next one. So somebody would have this piece, and their job is to reproduce this, which almost looks like a landscape to me. I see like a little mountainscape there, but then this going across the top. Now, if you want to get to next to the person who's doing the one that's next to you, so this is A4, if I want to go sit next to them, it's actually probably a good idea for me to sit next to A3, because look, my A3 and A3 and A4, they need to line up right here. So I could just quickly set it next to theirs and go, okay, I need it to match here, and then whoever's going to be over here, it's probably right about there, right? And is there any other landmarks? Well, this right here must have to come off of that, so I might do that. And then if this person over here, this is going to need to match up with theirs. So whatever you're doing, I'm just seeing how, if I can make this kind of a, it's kind of like a hilly landscape, isn't it? And then I see a little bit of white at the bottom, so I know I'm going to do something here that I'm not going to color it in. But if this is all dark, and then there's this line that comes across, dips down, and then keeps going, there we go. I'm going to try to make that look like it belongs with the other piece. And then this part, I'm going to shade it in as dark as this here. Okay, so that's my job right now. And then we'll have 3 pieces that should fit together. So I task you at first of all recreating yours, but also finding the people who are doing the ones next to you, just so that when we get ready to put this puzzle together, we don't have a bunch of pieces that don't coordinate with each other. Okay, your sides of each one and the bottom actually. So now I'm going to have to try to find whoever's in the next row and just make sure if I have to do any adjustments here so that this will match up. But you're just going to shade that in. Now, is that good coloring? No, but I'm just getting it started. I won't turn this in until I've done a pretty solid, because if I'm looking at this is almost completely black. So I'm going to have to go back and forth a bunch of times to make that darker, right? Make it the same value as the example that you have, or the mini piece that you have. It should be that very same value. And I think this actually goes all the way down to the corner. This looks like it's black down here, so I'm just going to color it in. All right, I'll show you what my next 2 pieces look like, and then I'm going to stop and I'll come back and show you what a couple more look like when I add them to it. Okay, so here's this one and this one and this one. So we're starting to get, if you can see this, you're starting to get the top of his head. It's being a reproduction. And this looks like it needs to be darker here, because I'm looking at the value of this compared to the value of this, and we want them to match up. Okay. All right. Be right back. don't want to see lines on here. You see I'm drawing lines? I don't want to see those lines. So when you take your finger, you want to smudge out. You want to be doing, definitely doing the side of the pencil, not the point, because you don't want to get sharp lines. But if you do the side of the pencil like this and then you rub it, you can get rid of most of the lines. It'll look softer. And then see how that looks. Cool. All right, we're getting there slowly but surely. I'm not going to do the whole thing, but you kind of get the idea now, hopefully. This would be the next square that we would be doing, and that'll fit right here. Okay? All right, this is going to be fun. Can't wait to see how ours turns out as a group.